Hey coin collectors, not sure if you knew about it, but Big D has a Canadian coins channel that's just starting up. Already over 1,000 subscribers, and he's starting to put videos on it. And I said, hey Big D, can we do a triple joint? Could I do a DC Big D Canadian joint video? And so that's what this is right here. If he said yes, then you'll see it. If he said no, then you'll never see it. And what I wanted to do was talk about what the Canada did in the year 2000 with their $2 coin. And some of it is just evident right up front here, isn't it? I mean, you look at the front of these two coins, and you're seeing some quite different coins here. This one here says Elizabeth II, has the maple leaf at the top. Let's get that. Yeah, maple leaf at the top. Says DG, or by the grace of God, Regina or Queen. 1996 at the bottom. And of course, it is this bimetallic coin. And the bimetallic coins in Canada are a aluminum bronze center and a nickel ring around the outside. So both of these have the aluminum bronze in a nickel ring. Both of these actually have Queen Elizabeth II wearing the George V state diadem. This is a 64-year-old Queen Elizabeth II. This is the Dora de Petrie Hunt engraving, which is, I think, based on a Raphael David Macluf United Kingdom engraving. But look at this one. It says Elizabeth II, DG Regina. Then it says $2 on the bottom. So that leads me to think, well, where did they put the dollar part on the original $2 coin? And it's not on the edge. This does have a reeded rim. Do you know what they call this when it kind of splits off like this? So it's a interrupted reeded rim, or interrupted serration. And these cuts, they call it the serration. So this is the original 1996, first came out $2 coin from Canada. And on the back is a polar bear. And this coin, unlike its predecessor, the $1 coin, is not called the Poly, because the Canadian dollar coin was called the Loonie. So it had a loon on the back. So I said, okay, when this one comes out, what are they going to call it? And it turns out that they don't call it anything to do with the bear. They call it a Toonie because it's a $2 coin. Sometimes you see it written Toonie. And Loonie is sometimes often written Loonie. So there's a Loonie with the loon on the back. There's a Toonie with the bear on the back. And this, of course, is a polar bear. But it says $2 on the back. So see how it says $2 on the front of this one, $2 on the back of this one. Why did they put the $2 on the front instead of just leaving it the same? Well, you notice then the date's not the same. So this is 1996. What year is this? Tip it up on its edge, interrupted serrated edge. And then we get to the back, and then it's just, it's not just a surprise. It's just one of the most beautiful coins ever, I think. And this is the 2000 Knowledge Toonie from Canada. And so you see knowledge on this side, la savoir on this side, which is knowledge in French. If we tip it up, we see it says 2000 at the top. At the bottom, it says Canada, which leads us to wonder, where does it say Canada on the older version? Ah, there it is, right there. Did they come out with a single bear version in the year 2000? Well, it turns out that they did. And what they did in the year 2000 was they came out with a single bear version, but it was only available in special sets or special mint sets. So if you want to find the single bear from the year 2000, they made 366,000 special mint sets, and they can have either the W mint mark on them or no mint mark on them. But this one, apparently the polar bear had cubs, and so there's two cubs on the back. And you see right down here, this almost looks like it says 78, but it doesn't. It says TB. And let's see what's on the back of this one since we're comparing them all. We look down here and there's a BT. Do they have anything to do with each other? Well, in a sense they do. They're both engravers' initials. The BT is Brent Townsend. And by an odd coincidence, the engraver of the second version with the kids, the baby polar bears on it, has the same initials but reversed, and that's Toonie Bianco. So Toonie Bianco did the mother and the two cubs. I assume it's the mother because father polar bears are notoriously not good fathers, to the extent where they might even eat or kill the other polar bears. So I assume it's the mother, and so Toonie Bianco did this one, Brent Townsend did this one, and how many did they make of each? That's important probably to a lot of people. They made about 30 million, 29.8 million of the bear and cubs version, 29.8 million of these. And in 2000, as I said, for the just single bear version, they made 366,000. But because this isn't a 2000, it's a 1996, you probably want to know how many they made the first year they came out, 375.5 million. When they came out with these, they came out strong, Canada did, and said, we want you to use the $2 coin. We're going to make 375.5 million of them, so please use them. And of course, they took the dollars right out of the circulation, the paper dollars. So there's no more paper dollars in Canada, not in general use. So now we have the $1 Loonie, we have the $2 Toonie, and we have some different versions of this. Now, I should add, of course, and you know this already, that they did a number of versions of the Loonie also. And we showed you this one before. This is just the flying Loonie. It's actually, this is the diving Loonie. See the air bubbles coming up, and this is the kind of junk that it eats on the plants that it eats on the bottom. All right. So, anyways, okay, that's all we have today from DC Coin, Big D Canadian, and Big D Coin. We'd love to have you subscribe to our channels and leave any comments you might have in the comments section.